Hello everybody and welcome back to the TEW Save here on the channel. This is January 17th, 2025 edition of SmackDown. We are opening the show with Cody Rhodes, who's talking about Kevin Owens' disrespectful actions last week towards Charlotte Flair. He says that once the Royal Rumble is over, he won't have to worry about Kevin anymore, unless he goes on to the Elimination Chamber, which he has to qualify for, and he somehow wins that match. He says he saw the terrible attack last week on Jimmy Uso by the New Bloodline, and he wishes Jimmy Uso the best of luck in recovery. So just a fun way to open up the show with Cody Rhodes, get the crowd going. Gets an 84, very happy with that. Just gain more heat on the storyline. He comes out looking excellent. Dirt sheet. Yeah, it's just a commentary. And we're going right into the Jimmy Uso part that happened last week. No long cliffhanger here. Paul Heyman is backstage with Roman Reigns, who's getting ready for his match tonight. He does have a match tonight. Not against Solo. They can't touch. He tells Roman that Jimmy's expected to make a full recovery, but won't be able to show up for the show tonight. So Roman thanks him for the update, and he's ready to get going. And the crowd is white hot now. That gets a 76. And we go straight into Roman Reigns' match versus Tama Tonga, which gets an 80. Beautiful. Roman Reigns defeats Tama Tonga in 15.5 minutes with a Superman punch. During the match, we also had Solo Sikoa distract Reigns. So a 91 for Roman, a 58 for Tama Tonga, 75 for the wrestling, 71 for the crowd, 80 segment. And so physical condition penalties, that's fine. Crowd loved it, and somehow we lost heat with that 80 segment. But yeah, a good match for Tama Tonga. 80, a great start to the show. We head backstage to B-Fab, who's asking Titus O'Neil to give the Street Profits a match tonight. Titus says that he doesn't see any free tag teams tonight, but he can give one of them a singles match later. He has something in mind for one of them. So one of Montez or Angela will have a match tonight. Like it's a 38. I mean, it's B-Fab. It's Titus O'Neil. It's whatever. Bayley comes out to the ring demanding that Nia Jax give her a title opportunity. As we saw last week, Bayley did pin Nia Jax in that tag match. She's interrupted as Tiffany Stratton comes out. Not Nia, it's Tiffy time. Who says that Nia sent her out with a message, and that message is 4 words, and it's Saturday night main event. So it sounds like Nia is just going to give Bayley the title opportunity at Saturday night's main event. Nia does walk out with Titus O'Neil, and Nia asks Tiffany if she said the message. Before Tiffany can respond, Titus interrupts, saying that he heard what Tiffany said and that he'll make that match official right now. Bayley versus Nia Jax at Saturday night's main event. Nia Jax is furious and screams at Tiffany, telling her how incompetent she is, and that the message was supposed to be Nia saying no to the title opportunity. Bayley tells Nia that she'll see her later and walks away satisfied. Nia Jax, still furious, smacks Tiffany Stratton and walks off. So some tension between those two in the middle there. We get a 64. Happy with that. And yeah. Motor City Machine Guns are talking to Titus O'Neil. He gets back to his office after that segment, and the Motor City Machine Guns are waiting there. They're asking for a championship match since last week. Sabin pinned Ciampa in that Extreme Rules match. Titus O'Neil agrees and says that next week they'll face DIY for the tag team titles. So yeah, we got a new background here for Gargano and Ciampa. I'll get into that later on in the show. Very hot. 51 for the segment. Next up, we head back to the ring where Chelsea Green is holding a State of the Union address. Obviously, she thinks she's the U.S. president now that she has the U.S. title. With a flag with her face on it, more podiums. She says that Piper's taking of the pin last week in that tag match was a brave sacrifice for national security. her sacrifice will not be forgotten anytime soon. Obviously, she's perfectly fine. She just lost. She says that Michin and Jordynne Grace are traitors to the U.S. people and declares that her administration will not tolerate rebellion. Suddenly, the Titantron has a video pop up, and it's Michin with Jordynne Grace. And those two decide to show a montage of all of Chelsea Green's losses last year in 2024, and they declare that justice is coming. Segment gets a 50. I'm happy with that. Obviously, Jordynne Grace is getting involved in the U.S. title picture. We go to Grayson Waller versus Nick Aldis. Obviously, last week, Grayson smacked Nick Aldis, and it led to a brawl, so we're having these two have a match tonight. Grayson Waller wins in 10 minutes, illegally using the ropes for leverage. This was our storytelling match. We had Austin Theory distract Nick Aldis in the match. It gets a 51. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this. Nick Aldis does good. Grayson Waller was fine. Low heat brings it down a little bit, but it gains heat with this match. 51. Awesome. We go backstage to an interview with Kayla Braxton, who is interviewing Blair Davenport, who is just giving her thoughts on the women's U.S. title picture. Says that all 4 women from that tag match last week, are embarrassingly pathetic. Gets a 40. We're just getting Blair Davenport on the show. That's about it. I just didn't have anything for her. I still don't. I'm trying to figure out something for her. I think we'll try and get her in some matches or some storylines soon. 40 is fine. Apollo Crews is backstage talking to Braun Strowman. Obviously, they did good in a tag match last week. He's telling Braun Strowman how good it feels to not hold in the anger when suddenly Pretty Deadly walk up. Elton and Kit say that it's so adorable how they've been bonding recently, and that 2 ugly men like them probably don't get a lot of friends, so that it's nice that they're getting along. Braun Strowman makes a comment about letting out some more of his anger in the ring later tonight, and it looks like we got another tag match tonight. Everybody does well improvising, which is great. A 53. Very happy with that. And we go to the Street Profit match. Montez Ford does get one against Giovanni Vinci. And Montez wins in 9.5 minutes. It's a 65 for Montez, a 50 for Vinci. That segment gets a 64. Very happy with this. Vinci and Montez. That's a much better match than I thought it would be. 58 for the wrestling, 48 for the crowd. Obviously, Montez getting a lot of bonuses here. Very happy with that. LA Knight comes out and cuts a promo talking about wanting to put this Santos Escobar situation behind him so that he can focus on getting his U.S. championship back. Suddenly, Los Garzas attack him from behind, and we hear Santos Escobar, who walks out to the stage, saying that since LA got in his business when he called out Angel last week, Legado del Fantasma is not going to let him move on so quickly. So a 66 for that segment. Legado del Fantasma is underwhelming, but the other two do good, which the feud's between them. So low heat, but yeah, 66 is fine. Cody Rhodes is backstage talking to Charlotte Flair, asking if she's okay after last week. She says that she won't stand for a loser like Kevin Owens treating her like that, and that she'll face him in the ring tonight. Cody warns her against that, but if she insists, then he says he'll be in her corner. So now Charlotte Flair joining the good fight, facing Kevin Owens. This segment gets a 85. Everyone does really well except for the commentary, once again. Yeah, so the commentary is just killing our ratings here. We have a tag match now. It's Apollo and Braun versus Pretty Deadly. Obviously, they had some interesting comments backstage, and now Apollo and Braun get the win in 8.5 minutes. 60 for Braun. Everyone does decent. A 60 segment. Very happy with that. So just some inconsistencies. That's fine. LA Knight is in Titus's office now after the attack, demanding a match tonight. When Titus asks him who his partner is going to be, Knight says that he'll worry about finding a partner. He just wants Titus to make the match official, which he does. So a 64 for that. Titus O'Neil isn't good at improvising, so maybe no GM meetings for LA Knight. Carmelo Hayes is backstage mocking Andrade, saying that he would never let Shinsuke Nakamura beat him clean. Titus O'Neil walks by after his meeting, overhears this. He tells Melo that if he's so confident, he'll set up a match tonight against Shinsuke to see if he can earn himself a title shot. So it looks like Carmelo versus Shinsuke tonight, not for the title, just a regular singles match. This gets a 65, very happy with that. And here we are, the mystery teammate of LA Knight is Joe Hendry. So Joe Hendry debuts, LA Knight and Joe Hendry defeat Los Garzas in 13 minutes when LA Knight pins Berto. A 56 for Berto, 61 for Angel, 56 for Joe Hendry, and a 66 for LA Knight. This gets a 65. And yeah, Joe Hendry is in, we signed him. He's in the WWE, and a great gimmick, awesome. The fans said his name, and he appeared. Now he is on SmackDown. Let's see, any bonuses? Yeah, so just inconsistency for LA. And Joe Hendry debuts in this match. Awesome. All right, and we are backstage with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, who are celebrating their win of Candice LeRae over Naomi last week. Ciampa and Gargano are with them. And Gargano proposes an alliance between DIY and The Way, as Gargano and Candice LeRae are together. So they might as well just merge their teams. Make sure both teams succeed the DIY way. So yeah, that is The Way's background, and I just made it a faction of those four. The women agree about the faction, and then they're interrupted by Naomi and Bianca Belair. Bianca says that she's feeling generous tonight, so they're willing to offer The Way a tag team title shot at Saturday night's main event, and Candice and Indy accept. Yeah, that gets a 59. Just basically introducing the faction. It's kind of the old faction, but rebranded a little bit, just because DIY and The Way. And we are with Carmelo Hayes and Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke defeats Carmelo Hayes after Carmelo is disqualified by Andrade running in to attack Shinsuke Nakamura. I did make it a steal to show, and it looks like they both did decent. They have great chemistry, which is awesome. The crowd loved it. 61, 60 for the wrestling and the crowd. And yeah, the going all out was very good. Obviously, they're both heels, so that brings it down a decent amount. Otherwise, it would have been very good. But yeah, we'll have to run this back when one of them is probably Carmelo is a face, or I don't know how we'll do that. But great chemistry. Very happy with this. And we are out, not even backstage, out at the hospital where Steve Austin is visiting Jade Cargill, and a nurse comes up to Steve and tells him that she should be awake any day now. So it looks like Jade Cargill is healing. Yeah, just a quick announcement about Jade Cargill before the main event of Charlotte Flair versus Kevin Owens. And it's a draw after a double disqualification. We have Cody Rhodes ringside. So let's just say that the story of this match is Kevin is barking at Cody Rhodes, and he goes out to talk to him. Obviously, no DQ yet. Cody hasn't hit him. And Charlotte goes down to try and tell Cody to leave. And those two, all three of them, start brawling. And then they get some weapons from underneath the ring and bash each other over the head at the exact same time. leading to a double disqualification. So nobody wins. It's really just to get these two in the ring for 12 minutes, have a good match, and cause more chaos with Cody Rhodes at ringside. Obviously, he and Kevin Owens aren't doing anything until the Royal Rumble, but they got to do something. Charlotte's got to do something, so I'm kind of just throwing her in the storyline. She's bigger than Blair Davenport, a bigger star, and we can get main event matches out of this on SmackDown. This was supposed to be a chaotic match to get the crowd going. It gets a 72, which is amazing, and the storyline loses heat. Very, very happy with that. We're going to finish the show there and end up with a 78. The show increases our popularity in 13 regions. A 78, I'm very, very happy with it. A very, very strong beginning. So the BFAB segment was whatever. The best segment of the night was Charlotte Flair wanting revenge. And then these matches at the end were fantastic. Just an all-around great show. So let's see. Yeah, very, very happy with this. And that's the show. So, all right, and here we are for main event. This is being recorded before SmackDown, but I'll put this at the end of the episode. So we have Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon coming out to announce that tonight at main event we'll highlight some universe talents against some of Raw's best. It gets a 62, which is fine. Vince has a hot catchphrase, I guess. And here we go. Debut someone on the Samoan SWAT team, Manu. He used to be in WWE, versus Sheamus. Gets a 54, which is fine. 21 for Manu, 68 for Sheamus. And his Samoan muscle gimmick is great. Sheamus is in amazing form, so that really helped. It's good that he's a heel. Won't have him losing the comedy act, I guess. 54, I'll take it. Cody Rhodes backstage giving an interview. The crowd is white hot, lovely. Cody Rhodes is fantastic. Just giving his thoughts on the new Universe brand. Pretty basic stuff. Just getting the segment, the ratings higher. We have Rhea Ripley versus Miranda Salinas. Rhea wins in 12 minutes by pinfall with a riptide. 73 for her, 36 for Miranda, and that gets a 64. So very, very good matches today. No one's getting injured as long as nobody gets injured. That's all that matters to me. CM Punk is backstage giving an interview. Just giving his thoughts on the upcoming match because Drew McIntyre is going to be in it. That gets an 84. And Drew McIntyre versus Andre Chase gets a 65. 81 for Drew, 42 for Andre Chase. And that's going to end the show. So if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, give your feedback on main event and SmackDown. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Whole show gets a 69. Very happy. Nice.